I've just picked up Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete. It's really just a super relaxing game where you just decorate your campsite and talk to animal friends. And believe it or not, this is my very first Animal Crossing game, so I was confused when I saw that I seemed to be the only human? That, and for some reason they seemed to gift me back with steel? Thanks? I guess? These animal creatures have names though, and stand on two legs, which an animal doesn't really do. So that made me think, what if Animal Crossing buddies were people? Now, so far, I've only met Rosie and Goldie, but from my interactions so far, I can kind of get a sense of the type of person they are. So in today's video, I'm gonna explore what Animal Crossing villagers would look like as humans. So first starting with Goldie, my experience with Goldie has been interesting. One of the very first things she said to me was how she tends to be needy and literally says that the best way to make friends is to ask them for stuff. But she says she's not selfish though, but I'm not really buying any of it. And then when I finally invited her to my campsite, she wouldn't even come unless there was this specific couch that was her natural style. Only after spending $500 on this couch would she even consider coming to my campsite, which I'll be honest, is a mess. But that's besides the point, because Rosie did not give me any of this attitude. So when it came to my drawing of her, I wanted to make sure I got this pose that establishes her as a person of status. You know, Goldie's not here to mess around. Goldie is here to be on top of the food chain. Basically, Goldie is like that really popular stereotypical mean girl from the movies that is so well loved by the majority, but you can kind of tell she's fake, and she immediately drops the act when you find out. That is the type of character I was going for. And as you can tell here, I was struggling with the face. I had to try like 4 times to get it right, and it wasn't until I put the hair in that I was able to succeed in achieving a decent looking face. I tried putting in these curls that Goldie is supposed to have, like she has like some luscious curls. Oh, I even tried putting horns in, but here are the references I was using. So here's the program that I use, it's called PureRef. Here's Goldie with her tweed dress. Goldie was said to have like some really luscious curls, just like this. So I remembered about Catherine, so I wanted to make sure I put something like this in, which is kind of what I ended up going for. And here is the image that I was copying of this really chic girl. The expression that I ended up going for is patronizing. At the end of the day, you know, Goldie is on top of you, you know. Okay, hold on. Goldie is above you, right? You are below Goldie. That is what she gets off on. No, that is what Goldie likes. She likes being of high status. So this emotion, this look was a really good fit for her, for the character I had in my mind. All of this together let me create the drawing that I ended up making. Anyways, back to the drawing. I also did some side research and found that Goldie is a Capricorn, just like me, and that her favorite phrase is woof, which kind of makes sense, to be honest. Her favorite saying is also, a little bit of happiness is better than a lot of anguish, which makes me think that she just lives to slay, you know, despite whatever might be going on. So for my drawing, I made sure to keep in her iconic tweed dress and overall just a look of like manipulative gaslighting, savviness, girl bossing, whatever it is. This is the type of direction I was going in. And I have to say, I love the end result. I mean, look at those eyebrows, look at that gaze. She thinks she's better than you. I also started making her little animal version in the same pose too, and tied it all together in the end by adding a bit of a dark element to it, where she is all about that income and won't even talk to you unless there's something to gain for herself. And this is the moment where I like looked at the drawing and asked myself, what have I done? I turned something from a children's game and made it dark. Oh my god. Like, what does that even say about me? But anyways, on to Rosie. Moving on to Rosie. Rosie is just so much more chill. She's just so laid back. She definitely doesn't seem to be as determined as Goldie, but is like more aloof and living in the moment. and she's always telling me cute little stories that I find to be pretty interesting. She tells me nightmares she has and other really odd cravings that can range from kinda normal, like wanting apples, to wanting hugs from baby penguins. Oh, and she also gives me money, sometimes just for existing. I feel like I could definitely hang out with Rosie, and she's just so random, so she'd be really fun as company. But one of the stories that really stood out to me was when she told me that she lost something on the beach because she wanted to try out a new bathing suit, but ended up putting a jacket on because it was cold, and ended up right next to a campfire. And from that moment on, I knew that I had to draw this. I imagined the perfect setting in my head and got straight into drawing the pose that I wanted. At first, I wanted to freehand the pose to get a general idea for the way I wanted Rosie to be, kind of like huddled next to the campfire, shriveling from the cold, sneezing even, but I just couldn't really find the right pose that I wanted, and I'm not that flexible, so I had to rely on Clip Studio Paint's 3D models. Looking back, I probably could have managed to combine multiple references together, but I was really eager to establish the setting of Rosie's story, so after drawing Goldie, I was feeling pretty ambitious and wanted to focus more on the setting and rendering. And just like with the previous drawing, I put in Rosie's animal form, and I found it funny how she kind of goes from a happy expression to one of being super cold almost immediately here in the speed paint. And it kind of reminds me of the meme with the dropped McDonald's order. But anyways, after getting the rough sketch done, I moved on to flat colors, and I wanted to make sure Rosie's human form had cat ears. I mean, people wear cat ears already, even if they're not furries, so it was a pretty valid addition. I also added like the 4 strands of hair that Rosie's character has on their head. I wanted to make sure to put a lot of emphasis on her blush because Rosie is said to have a lot of pink blush on her cheeks, hence her name. And unlike Goldie, I found out that Rosie is a Pisces, born in February, and her favorite saying is, "One good purr deserves another." And, you know, from this, I can just immediately tell how she's just like the kind of person that sees the good in others and just wants to chill out with like-minded people. I think she's definitely extroverted, and in the end, I really like how she turned out. I kind of yassified her a bit, but the expression is very peaceful and tender, and I feel like I created a pretty wholesome moment, which contrasts a lot with my first drawing. I managed to end up with the best of both worlds or something like that. So here were my drawings of what Animal Crossing characters would look like as humans, starting with Goldie and Rosie. I never would have expected to turn Goldie into a stuck-up girl and Rosie into a yassified model, but here we are. All this being said, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any other ideas for who I should concept art next in the future, whether it be Animal Crossing villagers or other franchises, any ideas at all. 100% leave them, share them in the comments. And if you'd like, follow me here on Instagram, where I'll be dumping a lot of my other art and stuff from this channel. I really hope to keep drawing these fun, wacky ideas for all of you, and I hope I can make your day better, or at least take your mind off of things. See you soon.